Jamie from Playground and Preschool. Happy Monday. You can see outside that we are having like a rainy winter, I guess you even say. It's not just today. It seems like the whole winter it's just rained, which is so sad because last year on this day we had like 3 feet of snow or something. So of course my Facebook time hop is like, look at all the snow I had last year. And we're just dealing with this rain. I thought I would hop on for a minute this afternoon. I've been fielding a lot of email and questions about the Xyron after we did that tutorial a couple of weeks ago. And I was showing you how to use it to to put the adhesive and stick the papers down in that flip folder. And a lot of the questions were about laminating. And so I thought I would just try to do a quick one. I always say that and it turns out to be like 20 minutes. Hey, Brianna. A quick one about just the laminate part of the Xyron. So if this is your first time joining me, or if you haven't seen the others, this is maybe the 3rd Facebook Live video that I've done about my Xyron machine. I did one at the very beginning of the school year. It was one of our very first Facebook Live videos about how I use this little contraption pretty much every day to make something for my classroom. And then we did one 2 weeks ago about more specifics, and I shared my 5 different machines and told you that this little guy, which is the Xyron Creative Station, is actually my favorite one of all the ones because it's sleek and small. It does laminating and adhesive, and it takes the smaller cartridges. Anyway, I thought I would just hop on and tell you what you need to know if you're going to use it as a laminator. Okay, so to do that, I thought we could do 2 little projects together. I have 2 folder games that I need to make. They're actually out of my Polar Animals Circle Time unit. They're 2 of the centers that are included in there. And I always had them printed out. I've never made them. I mean, we did it, but then I've updated the graphics and those kinds of things. So what I thought I would do is show you. These are just straight out of my printer. This is an opposites matching game that's in the Polar Animals unit. I trimmed before I went live. I just trimmed with my Fisker trimmer just a little bit of the edge off so it would fit nicely. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it to stick these pieces down. I do not laminate the whole folder. It just doesn't get that much wear and tear for my students. And then I'm going to talk to you about laminating the pieces that the students do manipulate. So this is it. It's not electronic. It's not electric. It's just a little machine that takes these cartridges. The laminate and the permanent adhesive cartridges are the 2 that I use the most often. They cost about $17 or $18 a piece, and they're about 40 feet of laminating or 40 feet of permanent adhesive, which is like a sticker. I have the adhesive one in here now because I want to adhere the directions and these pieces to the inside of my folder. So the way that this works is there's a handle on it. Do you see that? And you just run the paper through that you want to have the adhesive on the back. Like I said, you don't have to plug it in or anything. It's super easy. Just roll it through, and it's going to put this permanent sticky on the back of my pieces. When you're using it as an adhesive, you want to cut your pieces first. Don't cut them after. It makes it really hard to peel. So it's going to have this cellophane paper on the top that you just throw away. And then I'm going to want to stick it down on a folder game so that I can use it for morning work with my pre-K students. So I've decided to put this direction page with all the answers and everything on the front of my folder. So you just peel it off. It's like a gigantic sticker. And then on the inside, I could have cut these pieces apart, but just being a little bit lazy, it doesn't really matter to the kids. It looks a little bit nicer, but so I'm going to peel these off. They're all still together, which I think is okay. And stick it right to the inside of my folder. So these are opposite. So there's a picture of day, and then they're going to match it with the night. Picture of empty, an empty glass, and they're going to match it with the full. So these are, like I said, just like gigantic, really tough stickers. It's so much better, in my opinion, than glue stick because it doesn't bubble up. It doesn't, it covers every single inch, corner to corner in the back. So anyway, so this is my folder game. Here's the cover, and then when the students open it up, they've got all these pictures on the inside, right? The pieces that they're going to use, though, I want to laminate because I don't want them to rip them and I don't want them to get wrinkled or a mess. And so let me show you, we never got to this part in the last video, the laminate, and I've got to tell you a few things about it. So I'm going to switch out my permanent adhesive cartridge and put in the laminate cartridge. When you're laminating, it's the opposite of when you're doing the permanent adhesive. So I said to you, when you're doing permanent adhesive, cut the pieces first and then put the sticker stuff on them. It's the opposite when you're doing laminating. Do not cut this. When you're doing a thermal laminate, people have asked, like, don't you want, you want to cut, laminate, and cut again so that the edges don't peel. But that's the beauty of this Xyron, is that the edges don't peel. It's a sticker laminate. It's like a gigantic piece of packing tape on the top and the bottom of your piece that you're laminating. It's not thermal, so the pieces are never going to come apart. They're never going to peel. You can cut right around the edge of it and you won't have any problems with your laminating. So these are the pieces that the kids are going to use to match on the inside, and I'm going to laminate it. Okay, make sure my laminate's in there good because I don't want it to be wrinkled. And we just put the piece through and turn it. And you can turn it fast or slow or however you want. And so then there's my gigantic piece, right, laminated. And you're gonna cut it after you laminate it. So I like to use my Fiskars cutter, and I'm just going to cut these pieces right along the edges. Now, it will not peel up, like I said, or you can cut right up to the sides. The only thing you really need to know about this laminating, other than that you can cut right up to the edge, is that nothing sticks to it. Nothing. Super glue doesn't stick to it. Duct tape doesn't stick to it. Little pieces of Velcro won't stick to it, which is good because it wipes really clean. Like when the students are using the pieces, like nothing is going to stick to it. You also can't write on it. So I know with a thermal laminator, like with the Scotch brand laminator, if you have one at your school, if you're at a big school and they've got a big heated, thermal laminator, you can run a piece through and then the kids can use it almost like a dry erase. That does not work with the Xyron laminating. You can't write on it and nothing sticks to it. So somebody had emailed me and said, I can't get my Velcro pieces to stick on the back. And yes, nothing sticks to it. So there's two ways to solve the problem. The first is I usually, if I'm making a folder game, they don't stick them down, they just place them down. And then the second thing is what I was telling you before, is to only laminate the top of your paper. So you'll take two papers and put them together like a sandwich and run them through the laminator like that. And then when you open it up, the bottom is not laminated. And then that's how I use the laminator. Like if I'm making signs or something that it needs to stick down, I run it through like a sandwich, right? Two papers, and then you can still have the bottom to stick things down, because nothing, trust me, I've tried everything. I was like, I will try hot glue. No. I will try duct tape. No. I'll try, packing tape. No. I've tried everything. Nothing sticks to these pieces. But anyway, that's how I laminate them. It's super quick. And then when the students, I'll probably put a little envelope on the back or a Ziploc bag, and you can just run the envelope or the Ziploc bag through the adhesive on the Xyron and stick it there, and then the little pieces are here. So the kids come for their morning work, and I have this sitting at their spot, and take the pieces out, and then they just open up their folder, and they're gonna match. So this is the front. Can we find the opposite of front? Oh, back, and they just set it down. I don't have them Velcro it. This bunny is white, the opposite is black. This boy is sad, the opposite is happy. And so I do laminate these because they are a little bit, they take a little bit of wear and tear from the kids. So anything that the kids are like manipulating and playing with or moving around, I do try to laminate. So let me show you one more example, and then I'll try to answer some questions. It's hard for me to see the comments because I've got the iPad set up so that you could see my work area, but I think that I've got them, I do, right here. So Alyssa's asking, how much does it cost? It depends, if you've got a coupon or if it's on sale or whatever. You can usually get this guy on Amazon for like $45, and the cartridges are anywhere between $15 and $24, $25. like I said, they're 40 feet of laminating or 40 feet of permanent adhesive. It will not, sorry, I'm going on to the next question. The other thing is, if you buy it at the craft store, use your 40% off coupon, right? Because they always have those. So never pay full price at some of those craft stores. It will not laminate the folder as a whole. So this Xyron, the Creative Station, is a 9-inch machine. And so the folders are 12-inch. You can put it through, you know, but then it would only laminate the outside, I guess, and then you could flip it the other way and laminate the inside. I don't laminate my folders because it's not the best, it's not very cost effective for me, because the kids don't really mess the folders up that much. So they do sell, and I don't have this one yet. No, I don't have it. They do have like a bigger Xyron that takes 12 inches, I think, or maybe even 15 inches. It's a bigger one, but I don't have it, and it's just a little bit out of my price range in terms of the cartridges that go through it. So need to make the trip to the US to do the shopping. The prices in Canada are higher. Oh, Nikki, I'm sorry. Oh, it's not so bad here. I mean, 40 feet, and then I usually spend like between, like I said, $17 or $18 on the cartridges. So it's like 25 cents a page. It's not, you know, not terrible to laminate. The one that I showed you in the last video about how I make the magnetic pieces, those cartridges are more expensive. It's laminate on the top and then a magnet sheet on the bottom. They only come, I think, in like 10 or 15 feet rolls, and they're the same price, like $20. It's like $1 a roll. So that was a little bit, that's my special cartridge. I keep it in a special shelf. All right, so I'm gonna show you one more. Here's the other folder that I needed to make. This is a beginning sound folder. Does it start with P like penguin or W like whale? I've already stuck these down before I went live with you because I was just trying to save time. And then these are the pieces that the kids are going to sort in their folder. And I want these to be laminated because they're a little bit, the kids are a little bit rough and tough. So you see, I did not trim the edges on these at all. Hi Heather. Hi everybody. Okay. So I'm going to run these through the laminate, and just as another reminder, do not cut before you laminate with the Xyron, because that's just a big old waste of your time. Nobody's got time to waste like that, because you're just going to have to cut it again, and you can cut it right up to the edge. So that's it. I ran my 3 pieces through the laminator, and then I just trim them up and put them in a little baggie or a little envelope on the back of the folder, and that's how the kids do their morning work. My pre-K kids, when they come in, we have a folder for them at each spot, you know, where they sit, and they just do their little folder for a few minutes while we're getting everybody settled. We do a quick check of it, and they put it away. It's like their little 5-minute or 7-minute arrival activity, their morning work. So anyway, that's how you laminate with the Xyron. It does not stick to anything. Sorry, I wish it did. And I wish you could write on it, because it would be a nice alternative to dry erase. But those are the 2 things you need to know about laminating with the Xyron. Jennifer is asking, do I use regular paper or cardstock? Usually regular paper for folder games, because they're only using them 5 minutes a day. They really don't get that much wear and tear. But if it's something like in my dramatic play area, like the name tags that the students wear for the role playing, then I usually run just regular paper again through my printer, and I run those sandwich style through the laminator, open it up, and then run it through the permanent adhesive and stick that down to some cardstock, so it's like doubly backed, just because they play really hard with those name tags, right? They're, you know, putting them on and off, and it's like 2 weeks of pretty serious play, and so I really want to make those as durable as possible so that I can reuse them year after year after year. The folders are 5 minutes, and they're sitting on the carpet, and so I do not run it through cardstock or back it or anything like that. And I don't think, Gemma will correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure, but I don't think we've ever had a kid like rip or tear, you know, or kind of like ruin the folder games. They're pretty durable. Lisa's asking, when I did the magnet on the back of the paper doll, the Winter Kids, did I laminate the fronts of them? No, that's the magic of the Xyron magnet cartridge. It already comes with the laminate on the top and the permanent on the bottom. The permanent, or the laminate on the top and the magnet sticker on the bottom. And that's how the roll comes. Laminate, magnet. So when you put your paper through, the top is already laminated and the bottom is already a magnet sheet. Now I have to tell you a sad story that a long time ago, 5 years ago, they used to make a cartridge that had laminate on the top and permanent adhesive on the bottom. I used it for everything. Everything I did was shiny on the top and sticky on the bottom. And then I got a message that they were discontinuing that cartridge, and I bought as many as I could store. I'm not even kidding. I must have had like 10 of those cartridges in my tiny little storage closet. And then when the last one ran out, I was so sad. And so I've been doing that double process that I'm saying. I put the sandwich style papers through to laminate on the top, open it up, and then run the adhesive on the bottom. It's not that efficient, but sometimes you just need something shiny on the top and sticky on the bottom, right? They do make that laminate permanent adhesive cartridge for the 5-inch machine. So on the inside of my Creative Station, if I take this big 9-inch cartridge out, you can flip up on the inside. They've got, you can flip this little green guy up. Can you kind of see that? And then you can fit the 5-inch cartridge right in here. It's like a little mini cartridge, which I guess would be nice. I think I'm just still in mourning about my laminate permanent adhesive cartridge, so I haven't switched over to the 5-inch. But they do make a 5-inch cartridge that's laminate on the top and permanent adhesive on the bottom. If Xyron is listening, we would like that cartridge back. That was my favorite cartridge. That's what made me fall in love with this machine. Anyway, I'm almost done laminating these pieces, and I'm trying to answer all your questions. Michelle says she loves making file folders with a Xyron. Me too. I could sit at night in front of the TV and watch This Is Us or something else. There's nothing equally as good. Nothing as good as This Is Us. But anyway, watch TV and just sit and crank out like 8 or 10 folder games for my students. And then I have this big stock of things that I can pull for them for morning work. So these are the pieces. They open it up and then they sort. Does the pig start with P like penguin or W like whale? Super easy, but it's a good morning work activity. Wave starts with W. Polar bear starts with P, and so they just sort them, we check them, and then put them away. Anyway, that's how I laminate with my Xyron. Before, do the pieces curl up? No, they don't. They don't curl up, nothing. The edges, nothing. It's a really nice laminate. It's a little sticky, so if you use your scissors, you might have to wipe the blades off because it's a sticky laminate, not a thermal laminate. But no, I have no problems with the laminate. My only gripe with it is, like I said, you can't stick it down to anything. You can't put Velcro on it. You can't use duct tape. You can't hang it up on the wall unless you use a thumbtack. That's my only gripe about it. So I know, Erica, that show, This Is Us, it is so good. I live for Tuesday nights anymore. Anyway, I've got one more thing to say before I log off. This is a hypothetical question. I really want your responses. Hypothetically, if Gemma and I were to host a little get-together for teachers, hypothetically, would you come, A? And secondly, what kind of a gathering would you like it to be? Would you like to do a little meetup? Where we could meet together and, talk about early childhood education, maybe do a little make and take with the folder games or some kind of crafting? Would you like to just meet up sometime and have a meal? Would you like to do like a mini conference or something? We're not sure about where. It's a hypothetical question. Hypothetically, if we were to come back to California, hypothetically, would you come? Would you, or New York City, maybe New York City, or Atlanta. If we were to do a little, little trip, what kind of a meetup would you like? So that's what we're kind of just trying to figure out. If we come and hosted something, would people show up? Would you want to do a meetup, a meet and greet type of activity where we could do, we could make folders or do some crafting or puppets or something together and share a meal? Or would you rather have a little conference, which I'm not sure we could pull off, but maybe. So a conference would be awesome. Here, 100% for California? Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that, 100% for California. Okay, So here's the thing with the conference. Here's my question. If we host a conference, here in Virginia, and I host conferences all the time, I'm able to offer training hours through Virginia, through the state of Virginia. But if we go to a different state like California, I don't know how that would work. Like, would you still come if I wasn't licensed to give training hours, you know, you would fly from Kansas? Really? Like on a Sunday in July? Maybe? Okay, yes, in California we need more conferences. Okay, so it's still hypothetical, but hypothetically, if we were to come to California in July and host a little thing on a Sunday afternoon, like a little mini conference meetup thing, you would come? Maybe? Let me know. You have Southwest points. Really? Yay! If it works, we might try it again, like when we travel to Atlanta or New York or someplace. So I'm just kind of wondering if you have any good ideas for how we might be able to do that. Go ahead and leave them. It's still very hypothetical, still very early in the planning stages. California's okay. I need to find out more about that. Like, can I just give you a certificate that said you came? Or do you have to have, like, do you have to be a licensed trainer? I need to figure out more about that. Okay. Can we do it live? Oh, maybe. How fun would that be? Sunday, yes. New York City, 1,000%. Ah, Minnesota. Brr. Okay, hypothetically, we're talking about California in July. So we'll see. Can we record it? I'll think about those. Are all good things to think about. So thank you for your input. Have fun. If you have any other questions about the Xyron, let me know. I hope you have a CEU. See, I don't know. What do you have to do to be able to say that you offered a CEU? Play it style. Oh, you're in. All right, mark your calendar, Brianna. Email me and I'll tell you the date we're thinking about. Kentucky? We'll just have to I don't know what. Take a little time off and just travel all around. We're coming to New Zealand, though. I definitely want to do that one. We got to figure that out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Gemma will be back with me tomorrow around 1:30 Eastern. I will, Brianna, I will. Iowa. And we could do maybe something live. I've got to try to figure all that out so we can make everybody happy and connect with you guys. So, okay. Have fun playing and learning with your kids. Stay dry. I hope it's sunny and beautiful where you are, and if not, stay dry. Have a great afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.